Welcome to Always Analog, where we celebrate the beauty of analog technology in a digital world. Today, a pen and pencil review in one. What? I know you're thinking, oh my gosh, the old coot has finally lost it. Well, I haven't lost it. As a matter of fact, I've never been so together in my life. And I am confident going forward with this review because I have in front of me, ladies and gentlemen, a Bic 4-color pen, and one of the colors is pencil. So how about that? And I have my good and dear friend MAMO to thank because he sent this to me. And if you do not know of his channel, MAMO, which is an acronym, Moving About and Manipulating Objects, right here on YouTube, search it, watch it, subscribe. He does wonderful reviews of pencils mostly, and other writing instruments, pens, and other really great technologies, analog technologies, I should say, from time to time. And he does a wonderful job. And I got a care package from him that, among other things, included this. So thank you, MAMO, so much. It is deeply appreciated. And it's also exciting because I love my Bic pens, and I especially have really, I think, reviewed a number of different 4-color pen iterations on this channel over the years. And while I had heard that such a thing existed as a 4-color pen with a pencil built in, I had never actually had one until now. So again, MAMO, my thanks to you, dear friend. And I'm excited because here is a pen. When you need a pen, you've got one in 3 colors, no less. But when you want a pencil, you've also got that. So here's the package, Bic 4-color. And for those of you who are familiar with the standard Bic 4-color pen, it generally always includes the standard one, blue, black, red, and green. Well, Bic has subbed out the green for the graphite. And we have the pen here, and they chose a kind of a pencil-y, graphite-y color for the bottom of the barrel, which I think was an interesting choice. And by the way, they are also going to give you here some 0.7 millimeter refills for the pencil and a whole bunch of erasers. So you get the pen, the refills of the lead, the eraser. Down here, ball pen, mechanical pencil, medium point. So the medium point is referring to the pen. Let's flip it over and see what information we can take off the back. Okay, shows you the refill instructions. Twist, remove metal piece, insert. You can put 2 of them in there and then reassemble. So, world-renowned 4-color pen, including a pencil. 3-color inks and a 0.7 millimeter pencil in one. Writes black, blue, red, and graphite pencil, fun and colorful expression. convenient way to organize copy. I concur. There's the guarantee there. Let's see, that copyright date, and we know our Roman numerals, is 2022. How about that, right? 2022. Bic USA. Ball pen made in Japan. Leads and erasers made in France. So this is a hybrid. Part Japanese, part French. Most of the 4-color pens that you see, again, talking about just the traditional ones, are French made. But this is a different issue, I'm assuming because of the pencil. So this is coming from Japan. So that's an interesting change. I'm going to open this up here so get everything out. And okay, so here are the refills. And I'll put those aside because let's get down to the business of the pen. There it is. Wow. Okay, there's our inks. Blue, red, black. And then that's our pencil. We've got sort of an interesting cut. Normally there's just a straight line here between the top and bottom of the barrel. Here you can see it's sort of cut differently. But even though it is cut differently, if we unscrew here, we can see this is straight. But the way that they've worked that kind of that smoky translucent plastic, not only here at the top of the bottom, as weird as it sounds, and the tip here, and then we have we see our 3 ink colors there, which are refillable, by the way. You can buy refills, 4-color pen refills. But then that one right there, this one, the one that doesn't look like the others, that, my friends, is the pencil. So let's screw that back on. So, and then, of course, we have our pocket clip. And here at the top, there we go. There's our eraser right there, folks. Now notice when you press that, they all go down. So, but if we bring out the pencil, what happens? It stays. See that? When the pencil is selected, it stays. When it's not, it all depresses. You can see the points there in the tip of the bottom of the barrel. Now how about if we choose the blue ink? Yeah. So when you've got something depressed, it will not go down the eraser. And then you have your cap to put on it. How about that? Wow. That is snazzy. MAMO, thank you so much. Well, the only thing left to do now is try it out. So this has a sort of a soft touch grip here. This silvery kind of piece, I think, that is meant to emulate graphite. It sort of matches the light gray or silver plunger there. It's very comfortable to hold. So if you'll indulge me, we'll start with the blue ink. Well, the pen performs just as we would expect a Bic 4-color pen to perform. You know, it's a medium Bic point. In blue. All right, we're going to change this up now. Writes immediately. Okay, so performance as usual there. Nothing out of the ordinary. Certainly feels and reacts like a standard Bic 4-color pen until we get to this. So now let me put it down here. You can see there's no graphite here, so we're going to advance it. There, you see, there it is, by depressing the top here. Well, I'll be. Isn't that something? I think this is just so cool. And how... I don't know if it's interesting or sad that a grown man can get excited about a pen and pencil combination like this, but it's exciting. This is fun. So, now, what is also fun, if you were so inclined, I don't know, looks like there's maybe about 10 leads in here. If you were so inclined, you could certainly switch the leads out with anything in 0.7 millimeter, and if you wanted to use a B or something like that for another different kind of a writing experience, you could do that. Let's just play with the refillability. It doesn't need one, but I'm going to follow the instructions here. So here is our tip. And so if we turn this counterclockwise, am I doing this right? Okay, that's the eraser. Hold on, am I twisting the right thing? Oh, no, never mind. We're going to twist this counterclockwise. We're going to remove this metal piece right here. And then you put up to 2 leads in this tube. Replace the metal piece. and then tighten her back up. And there you are. That's how you add lead to it. Okay, simple enough, even for me, which is really saying something. Okay, so I know people have their favorites, but I'm all in for the Bic oil-based inks, the ones you generally find in the crystals, of all iterations of the sticks, the clicks, the M10s, the 4-color pens. I've been around these inks for decades and I love them. I'm really into seeing about this pencil because to me, this is what's new with this model, not the inks. Been there, done that, and totally love it. So, you know, it's said that the leads and erasers are made in France. And I will tell you, that's a nice HB. Dark, soft, but not too soft. And I think the fact that they chose to go with a 0.7 as opposed to a 0.5 or a 0.9 is probably right about on, because I think the 0.7 tends to mimic a sharp point on a standard wooden pencil the closest, in my opinion. All right. They're a little smudgy. All right. Let's do some erasing here using our attached eraser, which is a little on the small side. It's not as small as those Pentel Sharp erasers, but it's small. Yeah, it's probably a tad smaller than a standard attached pencil eraser. How we doing? Okay. Okay. But maybe in keeping with our French theme, well, it's French and Japanese, so let's do this. Here is a Maped Mr. Softy eraser, which I really like. Made in France. There are better erasers, but it's a mini Softy. I said Mr. Softy because that was the name of a soft serve ice cream place when I was a kid. This is mini Softy. Okay, but you can see here, since we're keeping it en français, I think it did a pretty good job. Here's another Maped, a Technique 600, and I believe, yes, made in France. So, shall we see here? How does it do with the French lead? Pretty doggone good. Now, we also know that this instrument is half Japanese. So let's give that a try. Excellent with that. Excellent. Oh, how about a Muji? Wow. Okay. So here's our attached eraser. Not terrific, but erasability with the other ones, pretty good. Pretty good. It would have been I would have given it a solid A if it wasn't for the attached. Okay. So this is fun. I am loving this. This is a great one-off. One piece. In other words, you need to put something in your pocket. Do I want to put a pencil? Do I want to put a take this, and you're covered, baby. Okay? Red, blue, black ink. You're covered with your pen. And then you've got the pencil. Then you've got the pencil when you need it. Or want it. We don't often need pencils, but we often want pencils. And here you'll have it. So I want to, again, say thank you to my dear friend MAMO, and if you need a reminder, moving about and manipulating objects. Is there an and in there, MAMO? I can't remember. I apologize if I'm putting it in unnecessarily, but put him in the search, folks. You'll find him. Great channel. He does a lot of pencil reviews, and he has a extraordinary vintage pencil collection. Blow your mind. And it's wonderful to see the vintage pencils in action. So, again, MAMO, thank you for the gift. I am loving it. I hope you all are loving the review. And if you are, give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. More than anything, I hope everybody's well. And I hope your summer is great so far. And I'll look forward to seeing you again soon here on Always Analog.